Good morning. Gia sweaty today. I've got a busy, packed schedule today. It is Wednesday, which is always my busiest day, but today I literally scheduled out my morning from 6 a.m. until 6:30 p.m. and with about 15-minute breaks here and there. And so when I posted on my story, hey Rebecca, when I posted on my story about my schedule, I just posted like a little fun graphic of my schedule. I've had a bunch of messages from people that are like, oh my gosh, what a crazy day. You must be exhausted. Or that looks so overwhelming. Or you must be so stressed. Or like, wow, how do you do that and manage your emotions? And I think you guys might be a little bit confused, and not you guys, but in general, we don't understand where overwhelm comes from. So we tend, by the way, yes, I'm eating homemade chicken salad for breakfast, just so that we can get on the same page, accept it. But overwhelm, we might think, comes from the number of things that are on our to-do list. Hola, hey Adrian. We think we have so much to do and not enough time, and that's what creates overwhelm. But it's actually not true. It's why a CEO or the president of the United States could have a million things on their to-do list and still stay calm, cool, and collected. Do you know someone like that? Does it really piss you off? You're like, right? You've seen that phrase that's been slapped on a bunch of mugs everywhere that says, you have the same number of hours in the day as Beyonce. And you're like, thanks for reminding me. And I yet am not producing the same number of results, and I probably feel way more overwhelmed than her. How is that the case? Is there something wrong with you? The answer is no, there's nothing wrong with you. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, it's not coming from the number of things on your to-do list. It's actually coming from the number of thoughts that are running around in your head unmanaged. And when we're trying to think about all of the things we need to do in span of just like one small moment, we're bound to feel overwhelmed. Overwhelm comes from your thoughts. Overwhelm is a feeling, and it comes from your thoughts. So it comes from three things. Number one, it comes from poor planning. So this is why I teach my clients scheduling, so that you understand and you can focus really on the one thing that you should be doing in this moment and not on all the millions of things that you have to do. And that's another thing too. We tend to dramatize, right? And when we're thinking dramatic thoughts, that's the second thing that creates overwhelm, is when we're thinking dramatic thoughts, or we're dramatizing the actual facts of the situation. So maybe you have, how many things do you have to do? We say like, so many things to do, or I have so much to do, or I have a million things to do. None of that is true. Those are all just really unhelpful, vague thoughts. How many things do you actually have to do? Can you take a second and write down, what are all the things that I need to do? And not just do, but what are all the things that I want to create? What are the results that I want to produce at the end of this day? You can really assign those results a time slot on your schedule, so that you can no longer kind of think like, I have so much to do and not enough time. No, you have exactly the amount of time that you need to get anything that you want done. And it really is true. Speaking as a single mom that runs her business on 2 full days a week, and then 2 hours here and there on the other days. And there are moments when I choose to indulge in overwhelm, but it never has anything to do with the number of things on my schedule. Today I feel perfectly calm, and I feel completely energized going into my day. And I just wrapped up guest speaking on a podcast, and I had 2 client calls already this morning. I worked out, did a little meal prep, about to shower, and then I'm going to hop on more calls like throughout the rest of my day. And I feel energized at the end of it because of the thoughts that I am thinking. So if you're feeling currently really overwhelmed and stressed, and you don't know how to kind of stop it, and the way to solve for this overwhelm is to take something off of your plate, I really encourage you not to do that, because the point of being a human being on this earth is really to expand what's possible for us, and to really grow and to develop new skills and to become a little bit better each day. So by taking away a circumstance or trying to manipulate your circumstances to feel better, that's such a temporary solution that's going to keep you stagnant and stuck and not really get you the result that you wanted when you had this action plan in the first place, right? So we don't want to change your schedule or take something off of your plate to feel better or to create overwhelm. That's not how it works. If you want to feel less overwhelmed, you need to plan better, schedule better. You need to stop using dramatic thoughts like I have a million to do or I don't have enough time. It's not true, and it's really unproductive. We want to really get down to the math of it. Okay, what exactly do you have to do? Let's be specific. Don't use any vague terms, right? A lot to do or a million things to do. Not true and not helpful. How many things do you have to do? What time frame do you want to get them done by? What results you want to produce? And then just go ahead and produce it. The third thing, of course, is scarcity, right? Where it's we don't think that there's enough time, or we don't think we have enough money or enough help. I can definitely indulge in that thought a lot. Like I said, as a single mom, it's like I feel like it's all on me and I just need more of anything else. But the truth is, what I need more just like clear, simple thinking and thoughts. And you have this available to you at any point in the day. So if you really are listening to this and you're like, this sounds amazing, but I don't know how to get started, or I don't know what thoughts to think, it's not productive to think the thoughts, I don't know. What I would recommend to you off the bat is never say, I don't know in your brain. Instead say like, I'm not sure, but this is what my best guess is, or this is the next best action that I'm going to take. And then also, of course, you don't have to do it alone. So if you've been thinking about coaching, or if you have a business, of course, definitely, if you haven't set up a free clarity call, get on it. But happening sessions is always available to you, and it's not going to be available for too much longer because I'm going to be kind of switching up the way that my business is running. But I currently am offering life coaching for all people on all subjects within happening sessions for $79 a month. It's like ridiculously cheap. And if that doesn't sound like it's a little money, and it sounds like a lot of money to you right now, again, you just need to kind of understand, okay, your thoughts about money, your thoughts about your time, and about these things that are creating overwhelm for you, they're getting you a certain result. And you need to be able to make sure that your thoughts are creating you the result that you want. If you're not pleased with the life that you had, you need to take a step back, take 100% accountability for that, and understand that you created everything that's going on in your life. And you might be listening to this, hey, what up, Shams? Shams knows how to create results. You might be listening, you might be saying, no, you don't understand. My situations are hard. They're harder than the average person. You know, if you're dealing with a health concern, chronic illness, or loss, or, divorce, or something like that, I understand that there are some circumstances that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy and that they're hard, but the thought that those are hard is in itself a thought, and it is optional, and there are other optional thoughts that will bring you steps forward closer to your goals. So listen up. Overwhelm is an option. It's really an indulgent thought that you don't need to indulge in, and I encourage you to think some thoughts that are more abundant thoughts, like I have plenty of time, like I'm not sure the next, but if I did know, this is what I think I should do next. And go into it with an experimental mind, and really don't attach the result to what you're trying to do with your identity. So if you try something and it doesn't work, the failure in the result doesn't mean that you are a failure because you failed, right? It's just kind of how life works. You need to be willing to fail. And the more open you are to failing forward, the closer and the quicker you're going to get some results. All right, you guys, I hope that your schedule is packed, that you take nothing off of your plate, and instead you start to really dial in on managing your thoughts. Have a lovely, super day, and absolutely reach out if you are in need of some thought management. Cheers, you guys.